Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. We really appreciate you guys coming on when you can. And it's a thrill for us to have you on with us. We love you dearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, as you get your notifications, say hello. I'll see if I can say hello to you on my device here, another device. Let's see so far. I didn't even get the notification. Okay. Let's see. It's coming up. I see it now. Okay. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. And I want to see who's up number one on my hit parade this morning. Jocelyn. Sturgeon Falls, good morning to you. Fran, Orangeville. See, Fran? Couple of days in a row I've seen you. Eileen, how are you? From Brampton. Shauna, Karen, Wendy from Markham. Brahim, there you are, my friend, from Portland, Oregon. Lori from Cambridge. Dennis, Shelley, Kevin. Kevin, you made the top 10. You weren't at the top, though. Not on my list. Okay, we love you, Kev. Thanks for coming on from rainy Oshawa. Danny Lay, faithful follower from Iron Bridge. Amber, how are you from New Jersey? We love you. Chaz, American Thanksgiving. Yes, tomorrow. Okay. And we're going to be on tomorrow. Lord willing, we'll be on tomorrow morning too. Nick, from our staff is watching. Hi, Nick. How are you? Diane, Gail, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sandy from Chilliwack, British Columbia. Yvonne, how are you from British Columbia? Lisa, we love you dearly. Shirley, Twin Gate, Newfoundland. Francis from Vaughan. Linda, oh, Linda. Linda, listen, Linda. I know you're listening. We love you. Thanks for coming on from New Brunswick. Donna from Park Hill. John, Elgin, Illinois. Cold and windy, John says. Okay, Joyce, Kansas. Millica, Stouffville. Sharon, Kansas. Rosa, Montreal. Patricia from Pulaski, Tennessee. Love it. Carol, Moncton, New Brunswick. Lou, Ella, West Tennessee. Heather, Miramichi. IT, Rosalinda. Rosalinda said she was at the top from Niagara Falls. Well, Rosalinda, I missed you. Dave, how are you? Andrea, you missed the top 5, Andrea says. Listen, I only read what I see, so I don't know why that happens, guys. I have no idea. Joan, Tina, Nova Scotia. Sandy, Vancouver, Washington. Nativity is asking how I'm doing. Well, you know what, Nativity? I'm doing really well. Thanks to you guys. What a family we have here. What a crew. What an audience. We love it. Thank you. Doing well. Wendy, another Wendy, but from BC. Kristen, Saskatchewan. Lorraine, Lise, Joanne, bonjour from Ottawa. Janice, and she's saying hello. Hi, Janice. We love you dearly. Kevin was number 1 on my scroll. Kevin, you were number 1, eh? Even Jeanette is watching this morning. Laurie, Alberta. Donna from Newfoundland. Lynn Marie, Minnesota. And it's storming there. Rain or snow? Lise, how are you? Diane, Thunder Bay. Kelly, Judy, Arlene, Rita, Elaine. Did I say hello to you, Elaine? Oh, Elaine's saying hello to Donna. Okay. Bruno, how are you? Sandy, Vancouver, Washington. We love you. Brenda. Guys, I don't know what... Hey, Deb, there you are. From Tim. I'm going to say hello to Yolande. I don't see your name, But I'm going to say hello to Doc McEwen. I don't see her name either. Cecilia, Judy, Mary, Fran from Tilsonburg, Diane from LaSalle. Guys, Kelly. Okay. Now I bet I missed some people. Now, guys, what I plan on doing, okay? I want to introduce the book to you, Rebuilding Your Temple. And today I'm going to give you a lesson or a devotional that blends health and your spiritual health, your soul, okay? And I think you're going to find these very practical. So I'm just going to give you a lesson that's in the book, okay? Rebuilding Your Temple, coming to a theater near you, meaning Friday, apparently, unless nobody's told me any different, that it's going to be available on Black Friday. And by the way, the sale starts Black Friday, okay? Which is November, what now? Looking at my calendar, what's Friday? The 28th. And then all the way to Monday, Cyber Monday. Who named it that? I don't know. December 1st, okay? Guys, great Christmas gift. But I want to show you a lesson. One of the lessons, I just picked it out here on the book, okay? And let me give you the spiritual part first. That's part of this day. So you got a 30-day devotional. And again, I think very practical. I think everybody will love it. It's easy to read, easy to understand, and it's a blend of the two. Okay, so here. Strength that lasts under pressure. Okay, so this comes from Proverbs 24:10, and it says this: if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Okay, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Pressure has a way of revealing what's inside of us. Okay, what are you made of? You know when you're going to find out? When the pressure is on. There's a verse in the Bible that Job says this: life is short and full of trouble. And you only have to go on around the sun a few times in terms of age, and you figure that out. You know, life is short. Hey, I'm 70, going to be 74 soon. Oh, where did time go? Life is short and full of trouble. Okay? And when trouble comes, what are you made of? What are you made of? What's inside? Because it's going to come out when trouble comes. And that's good to know. It's part of wisdom, isn't it? Think of it. And, you know, real strength doesn't come from muscles. You know, I talk about that all the time. It's important to have muscles. It really is. Okay? The more we learn about muscles, the more we realize that it's like having a separate organ. It's an endocrine organ. And muscles have a lot to do. We'll talk about that a little bit in our lesson this morning. Okay? A house that is built by wisdom is going to stand. So, when you got wisdom, your strength isn't small, it's actually quite large. Because it's not a matter of if you're going to go through troubles, it's when. And what's inside is going to come out. So where's your strength lie? When my heart is overwhelmed, Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Okay? So that's a typical lesson that is in the book, Rebuilding Your Temple. Now, on that same day, I picked this one out because yesterday, for those who could catch us live, we talked about Alzheimer's yesterday. And, all things Alzheimer's. And it came from an article that I read, and they were breaking it down in terms of what causes Alzheimer's and, what we know today compared to what we used to know. Now, remember the summer of 2022? That was a big shift, a paradigm shift in mental health. From Alzheimer's to schizophrenia to bipolar to depression. And what the research was showing, it was a huge shift because it went from blaming, for example, plaque in the brain to energy in the brain. And there's a huge shift in 2022 that said, well, gee, we got it all wrong, man, on these conditions, mental health conditions, including Alzheimer's. We got it all wrong. It's really all about energy. It's all about mitochondria. And the mitochondria, your battery packs, you got more battery packs in your brain than anywhere else because it's an energy center. Think of it. It's headquarters. It's the federal government of your body. 25% of the food that you eat, the first 25% goes to the brain. And yet they've never looked at that in terms of any kind of cause. There's no relationship according to the, psychiatrists and psychologists and any mental health professional. They've never tied food to it. And yet it's an energy issue. They looked at all the research and came to some pretty interesting conclusions. If there's any kind of plaque or tau protein or whatever, that's just downward, down the river effect. That's not the primary reason. The primary reason is energy. It's the mitochondria. And guys, we talked about this yesterday, okay? Because I talked about blood flow to the brain. Is there anything more damaging than sugar to blood flow? And I always prove my point because people have asked me over the years. I did it on my radio show. I've done it on my podcasting. I did it in my clinic because people said, well, I don't understand that, doc. Like, it's not cholesterol? No, it's not cholesterol. It's not cholesterol. Don't blame cholesterol. It's sugar. Sugar destroys blood vessels. And it should be so obvious to like even a first year medical student because, well, all we have to do is look at diabetes. There's diabetes, that's sugar. It's sugar diabetes. Sugar remains in your bloodstream. That's diabetes. It's toxic. That's diabetes. And, I talked yesterday about the eyes. What destroys eyes? Sugar. Sugar. What destroys blood vessels behind the eyes? Sugar. What destroys kidneys? Sugar, not salt. Not cholesterol. What destroys your brain? Sugar. Won a Nobel Prize in 2005, then it was buried. Alzheimer's, type 3 diabetes. It was buried, guys. Only loudmouths like me on the radio in those days were talking about it. I wrote a book, 2011. 2 hormones that want you dead, insulin and cortisol. And insulin, my friend, and why we see so much of it, why we diabetes was around, but 100 years ago, it was so rare that I didn't even hardly talk about it. Today, it's an epidemic. And all the tea in China, all the money in the world is not going to be able to pay for what diabetes does to our society. You know, I kind of chuckle. I do a little bit, okay? Now, I feel sorry for people, but they're looking for love in all the wrong places. Like, we spend gazillions of dollars in Canada and the United States. They're all talking about healthcare, and that's a big topic, and I understand that. But man, oh man, we're not into prevention, guys. We're into treatment. And treatment is expensive. You can build all the hospitals in the world. You can have all the doctors in the world. We need more doctors. We need more doctors. We need more prevention is what we need. Because nobody wants to talk about that, but that's what we need. Even in cancer, it's not prevention, it's detection. And detection, I'm not against it, but holy smokes. That's the problem. And we're not putting a dent in anything. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's. It's crazy. It's not everything, but it's a big thing, and that's food. The wrong fuel. The brain is swimming in the wrong fuel. You can't drink. If you're swimming in the Atlantic, you can't drink the water. It's water, but you can't drink it. That's what happens when you flood your brain with the wrong fuel. Sugar. Okay? Sugar. Now, I've taught you this before. One of the things that affects the brain is uric acid. Okay? You talk to a doctor, if you lined up 100 doctors, okay, and I mean this, if you lined up 100 doctors and you mentioned uric acid, doc, I want you to do my uric acid. And 100 out of 100 would say, why? You don't have gout. Yeah, but uric acid is a biomarker. And I'll tell you what, why it's so important, why I have it in my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, why to measure your uric acid. Because I'm not even talking about gout, even though gout is up 300%. Gout's been around for as long as man has been around. But it's on steroids today. But what people don't realize is that uric acid, it's all a very, very specific marker, almost invariably, for how much high fructose corn syrup you're consuming. You talk about the antichrist of sugars is high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. From cereal to ketchup to you name it. Anything in the middle aisles of the grocery stores that got sugar added, they're using high fructose corn syrup. Why are they doing that? Because it's cheap, it's addictive. but it's skyrocket. Not only fatty liver, because fructose goes to the liver. It's not processed like glucose is. It goes to the liver and to the brain. And I'm telling you guys, since the 1980s, when they invented high fructose corn syrup, I've been screaming about it. The Antichrist of sugars. It's a different puppy. It ain't good for you. It ain't good for your brain. It's processed differently. And it creates an inflammation in the body. You don't have to get gout. You don't have to get gout. So we talked about blood supply. And we talked about mitochondria, the energy packs in your body. You know, let me talk about other things that affect you down the line when it comes to Alzheimer's. So cut out the sugar, man. Cut out the high fructose corn syrup. If you do nothing else in your life and you read labels and you cut way back on sugar, you're going to do your body a huge flavor. How about favor? And guys, listen. Listen, Linda and Larry. Okay? It's amazing. 21 days to form a habit. Double that to seal the habit. And you cut that stinking sugar stuff out of your diet. It'll make a huge difference and a real protective mechanism and prevention for brain trouble later on, Alzheimer's and dementia. Remember, type 3 diabetes, even though you don't know that, people, I used to tell people in my office all the time, pre-diabetes, it means you're on the Titanic. You're already on the ship. I don't care what your doctor says. I really don't. Because they're not into prevention, they're into detection. So they wait. You're not a diabetic. And yet your A1C is 5.8 or 5.9. You're on the Titanic. And many people have hit the iceberg already. And that is so destructive to the brain. So you got blood supply. You have inflammation. Inflammation. You have toxins that affect the brain. You know, one of the biggest toxins that affect your brain, you know what it is? It's statin drugs. You know why? You know why? Because statins, and there isn't even one doctor, and if they do any kind of reading, would agree with me on what I'm going to just say in a minute. Okay? Every doctor knows this. Well, if they don't, it's because they don't read. Okay? They know that statin drugs, its biggest side effect is it destroys CoQ10. Okay? It destroys CoQ10. And you know what CoQ10 is? It's the spark plugs of your mitochondria. So you take a drug to lower cholesterol, and the side effect of it, they even advertise, you need to take ubiquinol or CoQ10 if you're on a statin drug. The number one selling medication of all time. You know what, guys? And I used to say this all the time on my radio show. Because there used to be a commercial, okay? Maybe you remember this or maybe you won't. There used to be a commercial. It was a fireman coming down the fire pole, okay? at the fire station. And he slides down the pole, and then he comes to all the other firefighters, and he gives them high fives. He said, my cholesterol's gone down, my cholesterol's down, my cholesterol's down. Okay? And it was an advertisement for a statin drug, Lipitor. And that used to give me a migraine. Talk about head. A migraine. Because all I could think of is, oh yeah, your cholesterol went down, but you destroyed your CoQ10. You destroyed the mitochondria in your brain. You didn't put the fire out in your brain. You got problems up there. And one of the biggest toxins that people take and they don't know because nobody's told them, and doctors don't know because they don't read. And they've been brainwashed for the last 50 years. I've watched it. I've seen it. Cholesterol, the boogeyman. Get it down. Get it down. Get it down. That's what they talk about. It's in their DNA. They can't stand it. So they look at blood work. Oh, your cholesterol is high. They would come to my office and I'd give them a high five. Why? Their cholesterol was high. I said, that's good. Guys, and one of the biggest toxins for the brain is a drug to lower your cholesterol. And your brain's made up of cholesterol. Why do you want to lower it? Plus, the energy centers in your brain, the little battery packs, they're destroyed. Kills their spark plugs, the CoQ10. A migraine. A migraine. Okay? So, like the lesson is like protect, and guys, one of the best things you can do for your brain, I do it every day, 7 days a week. Not only do I watch my sugar content, okay? And I really do. And I lower my uric acid by watching for high fructose corn syrup, which is in everything. And guys, God meant you to have, if you want to eat a fruit, eat it. Don't drink it. Because now you're putting that fructose in a nanosecond to your liver. You don't want that. Okay. So, DHA, huge on that. Lubricate your blood vessels. Your brain's made up of cholesterol and a fat called DHA. 60% of your fat in your brain is DHA. And the only way to get DHA is to get it from the animal kingdom. Now, I happen to supplement. Because when I take DHA, I go brain, brain, brain. And I think lube. I'm getting a lubrication. Good oil. Lubrication. Brain. Why? Blood supply. You need to protect your brain. Okay? This lesson's in the book. Rebuilding your temple. How's that? Okay? There's more, obviously. We got time. Let me do one more. Okay, hold on. Now, so bad oil, blood supply, battery packs, big time energy. Let's just finish this tomorrow. Got a few other things. Okay? Worst medication that you can ever take for your brain, in my opinion, is a statin drug. Okay? Is a statin drug. Now, I can't tell you not to take it. I can't tell you not to take it. And doctors will scare the living life out of you. You're going to have a heart attack for sure. They're looking for, my opinion, looking for love in all the wrong places. You know, with all the advancement there is in medicine, they get stuck. You know, they're in a stuck boat. They get stuck. It's hard to change, right? It's hard to change. Cholesterol, bad. Carbs, good. Doctors, they don't know. They haven't taken nutrition. But, oh yeah, you need moderation in your life. No, you don't. Okay? I wouldn't eat too many eggs because that'll give you cholesterol and that's fat and fat makes you fat. And, no. No. One of the best things you can do for your brain is to eat an egg. Why? It's got choline. What's choline? Choline is an amino acid that protects your brain. You want to eat meat. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. L-arginine. Steak. What's that do? Blood supply. Right? Think of those amino acids. Carnitine, carnosine, CoQ10. There's 5 C's. Even creatine. How do you get creatine? How do you get it? In food. Plants? No. Eggs, meat, and cheese? Yes. That's how you get it. I know. They teach you the wrong way, upside down. They got the food pyramid upside down. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. So, Friday is what? Black Friday, sales coming. Okay? Get your books. Okay? Rebuilding your temple. And send your questions in for Friday. Okay? info@martinclinic.com. Friday, Q&A. And tomorrow, if you're my American friends, and it's a big, man, Thanksgiving's big in the U.S., isn't it? Okay? And we want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Okay? To my American audience. Love you guys. Okay? Have a great day. Have lots of turkey. Turkey's good for you. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Now, the pie, be careful. Okay? But we're going to be on tomorrow morning, Lord willing. Okay? We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.